like John said, my name is Asher Brooks, and I promise one thing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be a lot. Some would say too much tonight. Do you guys like my outfit?
Yes.
Yes, the vest is from Amazon, the tie is from the thrift store, and the pants are my wife's. That's why they're so stretchy. And why my ass looks so good. Yes. Absolutely. I can do that again if you guys really enjoyed it. Yes, that's genuine polyester, baby. All right, I'm so happy to be here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if some of you can detect a faint accent, but I am not from around here, as y'all say. I am from the OK state of Georgia. I moved here to the great state of Wisconsin a couple of years back. I definitely like Wisconsin more than Georgia. Georgia is 41st in healthcare, but we're #1 in density of Waffle Houses per population. And that, we're clutching on to that hard as we can. How many of y'all have been to a Waffle House before? Fantastic. Waffle House is incredible, although it is the reason we're 41st in healthcare. Waffle House, it's really good for your soul. It's really bad for your arteries, unfortunately. If you've never been to a Waffle House before, just really quick, it is this amazing 24-hour diner/fight club. It's always located next to the nearest strip club, so you can use that on Google Maps to get there. It's dedicated to customer service. So when you walk in, you get this amazing, warm, fuzzy feeling as all the grease in the air settles onto your skin. All the walls are glass, that way your waitress can see when she's on her smoke break if you need a coffee refill. Every time I go to a Waffle House, I sit down, she goes, "All right, I'm going outside, sweetie." A couple of minutes later, she said, "Sweetie, you good? You all right? I'm going to finish this carton. I'll be right back in for you, okay?" Waffle House waitresses are the best people, by the way, because they deal with the dregs of society. They deal with drunks, with teenagers, with fat comedians who order a cup of coffee and sit for 3 hours. Generally bad people, but they tough it out, and that's why I love them so much. Waffle House is my home away from home, mostly because they do ask me to leave if I don't start paying for the food I'm eating. Now, when I moved up here from Georgia to Wisconsin, there were a lot of things that were very new to me. I don't know if y'all know this, but there's a couple of mean stereotypes about Midwesterners. I'm sure you've heard of this one. I heard that all Midwesterners are bad drivers. You guys heard that before? You're just all offended? One guy in the back is pointing at his wife, so you cannot do that. I can't defend you later. Well, I heard that all Midwesterners were bad drivers, they were mean drivers, and I'm here to tell you guys, that's not true. You're not bad drivers. You're drunk drivers. That joke went okay here. Let me tell you, the best that joke has ever done was at a comedy show I did in Abrams, Wisconsin on Valentine's Day. I don't know if you know where the sad and lonely people go on Valentine's Day, but apparently it's my comedy shows. So it's a packed house, I do the drunk driver joke, and I swear to you, the entire bar goes, I'm so scared. I've never heard anyone cheer for alcoholism before. It was like a high school graduation for cirrhosis of the liver. Now, I think I got a handle on how much you guys drink up here when I walked into my first Quick Trip and I saw y'all had liquor and Pop-Tarts in the same aisle. It was labeled breakfast food. That's not for breakfast, guys. No, I was walking through, I was like, Jack Link's, Jack Pizza, Jack Daniels. You see, that's crazy. In Georgia, you can only get liquor 2 places. Licensed, regulated liquor stores, or behind that licensed, regulated liquor store for double the price, cash only. Now, you can also get moonshine down in Georgia. Any of y'all had the shine of the moon up here before? Oh, okay, fine. You're all squares. I don't need you. I'll make it clear before we go any farther. This is about me and how much fun I'm having. I don't need you. No, my buddy and I got some moonshine. We went down to the river, and I can't tell the rest of that story because the Fifth Amendment protects me from self-incrimination. I had a great time. Thank you for asking. Another thing that changed when I moved up here was the accents. You guys have a bit of an accent. I used to have a very thick accent before I moved up here, but it turns out y'all are mean. You just beat it right out of me. I got so tired of walking into places having people be like, "Well, you're not from around here, are you, bud? Yeah, we don't serve your kind around here. Get the fuck out." Yeah, the accent is nice. The words are hurtful. Okay? But before I moved up here, I had the kind of accent where you can hear someone say, "Well, I mean, she's only my third cousin." If you're thinking a third cousin isn't so bad, may I suggest moving to Georgia? We're looking for genetic diversity. If you could bring that, we'd really appreciate it. I looked this up so I could tell this joke. Did you know it is illegal to marry anyone closer than your third cousin in Wisconsin? It is illegal. You guys have laws about it. Do you know how many cousins you can marry in Georgia? All of them. Yes, because sometimes the sweetest Georgia peach is the one you pluck from your own family tree. Yes, well, my uncle actually got quite into genealogy, which is a dangerous hobby in Georgia. You'll catch up. Some of you got that a little bit later. Yes, and lo and behold, he found out he and his wife are cousins. Now I hear you thinking, oh boy, are they first or second cousins? And I'll tell you folks, it's perfectly legal, so let's not waste any more time talking about it, all right? Let's just move on and let them live their lives. I think, you know what, that's fine. I just do think we should change the highway sign on the way into Georgia. We should say, instead of Georgia the peach state, it should say Georgia. We're iffy on the gays, but if Darlene and Joe Bob meet at the family picnic, well, that's just love. And love is love. Speaking of love, ladies and gentlemen, my parents loved me very much, which is actually why I'm like this. This is what happens when you tell your son he can do anything he wants. He'll believe you. I am my mommy's special little star, but I am not taking notes at this time. Now, my parents, they did always love and support me. How many of y'all have supportive parents out there? Oh my goodness! Wow, almost half of your parents loved you. That's fantastic! That's a great ratio. I've had comedy shows where it's just like cricket, cricket. He never got me that bicycle. My parents loved me so much, they kind of wanted to support anything I went for. So when I was in high school, I quit the football team and I joined the drama club. And they were like, oh, he's gay. Fabulous. And they were ready, to be clear, to accept me. They wanted to love me for who I was. And so I would come down every morning ready to go to school, and they'd be waiting there at the kitchen table, eyes shining with acceptance. And they would say, hey, Asher? Yeah, Mom. Yeah, what's up? You know, if there was ever anything you wanted to tell us, we would always love you. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to school. All right, have you met anybody at school? Any girls? Any boys? What was that? Nothing, honey, love you. And I kept going to school, and they kept patiently waiting for the, high-heeled shoe to drop. And it never did. And one day my mom, I don't think she could take it anymore. She sat me down, she clasped her hands in mine. She said, Asher, are you gay? I said, no, I don't think so. She said, but you quit the football team to join the drama club. I said, well, yes, because there are no girls on the football team. I've been showering and sweating and slapping butts with dudes for years now. I think it's time to try not being gay for a little while. You can clap for me, I'll take it. Tasty, tasty gin. See, at that point in my life, I had played pee-wee football, middle school football. Now I was in high school. It was time for someone to play with my balls. Oh. And none of my teammates wanted to do it. I know, because I asked. So I went to the theater club, where I'm happy to announce many people were willing to play with my balls. Mostly guys. But still, hey, it's nice to feel welcome. All right? Oh, no, they loved me so much. Now, I have recently come to realize that going to theater school was kind of expensive for me. I went to a 4-year theater school, and I'd love to tell you all about it, but I only have a little bit of time. So here's what I'm going to do. I went to school for 4 years. I actually went to school for 5 years because I failed Spanish 4 times, but I have a little bit of student loan debt, and so I want to show you what I learned at those 4 years of theater school. All right, so here we go. Put that right there. Ready? I have $86,492 in student loan debt. That's not true. I actually just made a payment. I have $86,392 student loan debt. And because I have all that debt, I have had to, work a little bit harder about taking good care of my money. I recently met with a financial advisor, and he taught me about something called net worth. Right? And so we went over all of my assets and all of my liabilities, and we found out my net worth is negative $82,090. So I asked him, hey, what do I do? What do I do about that? He said we need to start setting some realistic financial goals. Right? So my first goal is I'm going to start earning more money on OnlyFans than I spend on OnlyFans.
Oh my God!
That's a realistic goal. How many of y'all know what OnlyFans is? Just by a show of hands you jerk off with. I found the sinners, you raised your hands. We all know you're going to hell. If you don't know what OnlyFans is, just imagine that Facebook and Pornhub had a sexy, sexy baby. Alright? Now, I went to theater school with a lot of wonderful young people, beautiful young people, and they would start to joke as we got closer and closer to that graduation day. I'm going to start selling feet pics to pay for these student loans. And I was like, guys, I've seen you barefoot. That's a little aspirational, don't you think? Maybe get a pedicure, then get an OnlyFans. Although I don't really have any